Dynamic, articulate, perceptive, courageous, outspoken.
Okay, we back again with yet another reaction. This time, the title of the video is Most Single Guys Are Done with Dating. In parentheses, Brutal Truth by Brian Whitworth. So, Brian, I stumbled across your video and I like to see what it's about. I want to see what you're talking about, Brian. So, without further ado, let's let Brian take it away. Please.
Most single guys are completely...
Sorry about this. He'll come back in 1 second.
done with dating, just wanting to give up. And I've been single for a long time. I haven't had a girlfriend in about 8.5 years. And a lot of that's been by choice, but it wasn't until this year that I actually just started putting some effort into it. And I've tried some of the apps like Bumble and Hinge, and I would say...
Brian, you and I both know dating apps are bullshit. I mean, you look like a decent dude. You look like you could get some girls. But you know dating apps are bullshit. And whatever you gonna see on that dating app is probably gonna be bullshit. You know it, bro. You know it, bro. So tell me about it. Tell me about your experience, Brian.
I have my shit together, so to speak, more than a lot of guys, but there's still guys that are better looking, guys that make more money, guys that have a better title further in their career, etc., etc. Right? And that's the problem, is that the competition is so stiff these days. But even myself, I've only just started to put some effort into dating really this year. Why? And for years, I was so happy just being on my own, and I still am. I'm happy by myself. I'm happy being alone. I'm happy, with my life setup that I have now. I would like to have a woman in my life. I mean, that would be amazing, because I think having the right woman to your life, it would be such an amazing compliment to your life, right? But it's very, very hard to find. And
it's because all these bitches is hoes. And they got more leeway when it comes to dating. Like, there's always a guy willing to throw himself at her feet because he's desperate. There's always plenty of guys looking. And it's crazy because there's more women in the world than men. There's more women in the world than men, but it seems like we're having a more difficult time trying to find somebody that really meshes or connects with us. It's sick, man. It really is sick. And it's mostly because of the music, the media, the stuff we see on TV. We've been socially conditioned to be at odds with one another, the sexes, that is. And, like, there's no end in sight, man. Women hate men, and men are just like, okay. I still want to try, though. And that's what it is. Women just hate men. Women are conditioned to hate men, and men don't know what to do with women's hate. We don't. We really don't.
I find today, even going out on dates and stuff, it's energy, it's time, and a lot of these women are scamming you, because what you see on their social media or the dating apps, bro, a lot of these women, it's a complete scam. They look nothing like they do in real life. It's freaking, it should be illegal. But I've even just stopped putting I've stopped putting less effort into it now, because it was exhausting, and it's not a good use of your time. What's the answer? Well, we're going to get into that. Like, what should you do with your life then and with your time? We'll get into that.
Focus on yourself, king. Like, that's the whole problem. When you're trying to date, you're focused on dating. You should never be focused on dating, because it should never be the substratum. It should never be the focal point of your life. And when you make dating the focal point of your life, you're going to always be disappointed, because every potential mate that you meet, you're going to be hopeful. Oh man, maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the one. No. Most of these women are not trying to get married nowadays. They've already been in love, and they're not trying to fall in love again. That's the reality out here. That's the reality.
But dating is rigged. It feels like it's rigged, and it basically is, right?
I like the sword in the background, by the way. Nice touch.
Pretty much how it works is most of these women out here want just that top 10% of guys. And if you don't look a certain way, you don't make a certain amount of money, you don't have a certain status card, all this stuff women want. They have this idealized version, this unrealistically high bar of standards that they have for what they feel that they deserve. And a lot of them are delusional. But, dating apps and social media and free constant validation has made it even worse. It's made it very, very difficult for guys who that probably have some stuff to bring to the table, but they get overlooked. Okay. But the dating game is rigged. Average guys feel invisible, like yourself. I'm sure you're probably watching this like, yep, I get it. And that.
Brian, I do get it because I've lived it and I've experienced it. Don't get me wrong. I've had a couple sweethearts. I had a couple lady loves. But ultimately, it always fizzles out because they're always looking for something better. And I'm not the best there is, so they're always looking for something better.
That just means more rejection, right? And rejection fatigue is what happens, and it lowers your confidence over time. And you're like, well, what's even the point? What's even the point? A lot of guys out here feel like they're auditioning for women who actually bring little to the table. Now, if you're a guy out here and you're not where you want to be with your body, with your money, right? We need to get on our purpose. We need to be busy building a life, right? That's what we need to be. We need to be trying to build as much value into ourselves as we possibly can. And because really, you have to be able to market yourself well. That's what it's all about, right? And then be able to sell the product, right? But we're not trying to sell ourselves like that. It's just, you have to build the product and then you have to know how to market yourself, right? That's what it's about. And it's a very competitive job market. It's a competitive dating market. But I know a lot of you guys are tired of just more of this one-sided effort, because men are expected to pay for dates. They're expected to initiate, to lead, right? That's sort of the expectations. Even when you have these women out here that make their own money, a lot of women are out earning men today. And so it just feels like it's one-sided, right? Guys are expected to chase women. Now, you should not chase. Yes, you can pursue. If it's a woman that you want, you have to pursue. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, for years, I had this kind of entitled mindset, and I always would require the women to put in more effort. And it was kind of a warped mindset. It doesn't really work. If there's a woman that you're talking to or dating, right, you got to understand that she's talking to multiple dudes at once. And so you have to stand out. And you're going to have to initially, on the rare occasion, you might have to double text her, or you might, you're going to have to pursue her in the beginning until she sees that, okay, yeah, this guy, wow, he seems like a great guy. Seems like a solid catch, right? But we're not chasing these women. We're living our lives. We're building value. We're hitting the gym. We're focusing on work and school and making money, okay? And we're focusing on relationships that have a higher return on investment. Women is very low on the totem pole. It's very low on the priority list. But the expectations are high. The bar is high. Guys are expected to plan, pursue, pay, and perform and all this stuff, right? While many women hardly reciprocate at all. They're not really bringing.
My God, Brian, I'm so glad you said it because it's so true. They just sit there and say, okay, show me what you have. Okay, that's it. All right, it was nice knowing you. They don't be doing nothing. They don't be trying to gain favor. They have a perspective where you're supposed to woo and romance them all the way until they're ready to give you a chance. Did you hear what I said? They want you to woo and wow them until they're ready to give you a chance. And all in the while of your wooing or whatever, she's talking to a million different dudes. Not literally, but she's talking to more than probably 2 or 3 guys at a time. And you're just the new guy and you got to prove yourself to even get in the running. And I'm like this. I don't care. If she's not just outright choosing me it's not worth it. That's what's going on. People are trying to work to be chosen. Attraction don't work like that. Attraction just is what it is. You don't have to do anything when someone's attracted to you. They're just attracted to you. They want to draw near and nigh. But when someone's not attracted to you, like, it's a no-go. Like, there's no attraction. You can probably build attraction over time, but you got to play the friendship role. And being a friend, it's like a death sentence to your confidence, because you're going to see her going through all her ups and downs in her relationship. Yeah, you'll get information and you'll know more about her as a person, but do you really want to be leftovers? Do you really want to be like the rebound guy? Like, you don't, like, I want to be the first choice. And if I'm not the first choice, then I'm not hanging around. You got to understand your value. Know your worth, kings. Know your worth, kings.
And much to the table. And I understand that for a lot of you guys, they're just throwing in the towel because the ROI just doesn't really seem worth it anymore. It just doesn't really seem worth it. Like, the juice isn't really worth the squeeze. And it's a tough spot, man. But another part of this too is modern masculinity is under attack. Like, there is this whole bad stigma attached to masculinity for whatever reason. I don't know. But that's because of what society is doing and how it's influencing the generation. And the younger generations, everyone's being influenced and brainwashed today.
It's because of movies. It's because of social media. And it's because of the internet and technology ruining the human experience. It's a whole list of factors, but that's just what came to mind. Like, our experience in life is so superficial. Like, we're not doing real things. Everything we're doing is digital. Like, there's people who don't even use paper money. They just use digital money. And it's like, I prefer physical, man. I can feel it. It feels real. I can touch it. I can smell it. Like, numbers on a screen. Numbers on the screen. Y'all remember the movie The Matrix? You remember what they called The Matrix? It was just numbers on a screen. That's what we living in. We living in the age of numbers on a screen. And I hate it. We need to get back to natural life. We do. And I don't know how we gonna do it, but we got to get back to natural life.
Right? This boss girl movement and this, like, there's nothing wrong with women having a career and all this stuff. Like, that's great and everything. But it's just putting women in a position where I don't need a man. I don't need a man. You hear them say it all the time. And, it kind of just gives off the energy like, well, what am I supposed to do then? Right? So many guys are choosing peace over chaos. And I see a lot of guys, you can see the comments on my channel. A lot of guys just prefer to keep to themselves because they're like, well, what's the point? I don't need to spend time, don't need to spend energy. I get rejected anyway. And, a lot of guys are just deciding, you know what? I'm just going to lock in on my fitness, on my mission, on my money. Not necessarily because they hate women, right? But because they're done betraying themselves for some kind of temporary attention.
Like how he put that. Done betraying yourself for temporary attention. I like that, Brian. Keep going.
And walking away from situations that you don't feel valued in isn't weakness. It's doing the wise thing. It's prioritizing yourself, right? So what should you do instead? Well, what you should do is focus on building a life so powerful that it brings so much fulfillment to you, right? You become the chooser. That's what you want to do. And you have to literally get there, right? And this is one thing that the red pill community did get right is hypergamy is real. Women want to make sure they're with their best option, and you have to stand out. You have to just maximize what the cards that you were dealt with, right? You can learn to groom yourself well. You can learn to become smarter. You can have more intellectual conversations. You can read more, right? You can listen to podcasts. You can get after it in your career and make more money. I mean, these days, I feel like even 6 figures these days isn't even what, $100,000 used to be, right? What it used to represent, right? So, and if you're not in a good place with your body and your money, you shouldn't even think about dating, bro. But let me tell you what. So I haven't had a girlfriend technically since the end of 2016. Okay, the end of 2016. 2-year relationship. We lived together. Super toxic. Chick was bipolar. She was, a narcissist. All this kind of stuff, dude. Literally had me convinced that I was bipolar. And I definitely have dated a lot of women since then. But, bro, it makes me not want to live with a woman. Like, I would want to date her for a while before I actually lived with her. It's even got me sus about even wanting to get married. I mean, it'd be great to find that woman one day to get married to and, maybe have kids with one day. But I can't even think about that, bro. And I'm going to be 34. I'm literally about to turn 34. Bro, I cannot even think about that right now. I come from a divorced family. My parents are all remarried, have their own families now, but I can't even think about that. I'm 34. I may or may not even settle down one day. I mean, I might, maybe I won't. I'd love to have a wife one day, but I also can't even think about letting the state, being married by the state, because the divorce rate in the US and Canada is like over 70% now. Like, it's crazy.
I like that he said that. He said, I would hate to be married by the state. I can't see it. And I agree completely and wholeheartedly, because I never understood why the state needs to be involved in my marriage. Like, I understand that marriage is a business. You got to get a license and all that, yada, yada, yada. But this is a union between two people. Why is the state involved? Why? Why did they even have a say in anything? I don't get it. I don't understand it. But one thing I know is marriage, you sign a contract. It's a business. And if you want to get out of that contract, there's penalties. You got to give some shit up or pay some shit. Getting a divorce ain't free, and getting married ain't free either. It's all big business. And I'm tired of people making money off me, and I'm not getting nothing back. I'm not getting nothing out of it. So if I'm going to get married, it's going to be by common law marriage. We lived together for 7 or more years, and now we are considered married by the state. I'm not going down no altar, and I'm not doing none of that ritualistic nonsense. If we married, it's because we wanted to be together for the rest of our lives. It had nothing to do with the state.
Crazy, right? So, and I can't imagine living with a woman until I've actually dated her for, at least a year. I mean, it's crazy, man. You get used to being on your own. You get used to your time alone. You get used to just your life and your routine and having all your energy to yourself. Now, I think the right woman can add a lot of value to your life. And you guys can be in the comments, say that, oh, he's blue-pilled, rose-colored glasses. I'm not, okay? I'm not. But I think the right woman, because I have seen that there are really amazing women out there, guys that I know that they have a long-term relationship or, a wife or girlfriend or whatever. And I've seen the amazing value that the right one can bring. She's going to bring peace to your life. She's going to help you on your mission. She's going to support you. She's going to be loving. She's going to be fun. It's going to be drama-free. She's not going to be a burden on your wallet. And she's going to help you on your mission, because that's what you want, right? If you find the right woman, and this is what I would be looking for, is a woman who's aligned on values and a woman who's not a 304. She's not out here trying to get a bunch of attention. And she supports me on my mission with building the Ascended Man with YouTube. She has to support that. And any way that she can make my life easier, this is what the right woman will do for your life, okay? But if you're single, all you can do right now is just maximize what you have. A ton of time, right? You're not dating anyone. You don't have any kids. You can pour into yourself, and you should be right now. Now,
I completely agree. Pour into yourself. Do for yourself. Develop yourself. Grow yourself. Enhance yourself. Because that's the best option. That's the best option you got. If you want to maximize your opportunities in the dating market, you got to become top tier. It's really the only way. Women are not going to take you serious unless you top tier. That's how it goes, man. They want the best of the best, but a lot of them, I'm not even going to do it, man. We already, what's out here, man. You see it. I ain't got to say nothing.
Generally, I would love to read. I used to read like a book a month. I haven't really done a lot of reading this year. It's been more just action, and I started YouTube. But you guys need to be pouring into yourself, okay? Because the dating market is tough as it is. I mean, even I have a tough time. Again, I do have high standards because I've worked on myself for a long time, and I feel like I deserve a certain standard. Okay, but I'm also not completely delusional either. I know where I need to be. And that's the thing with guys. We have always, since the beginning of time, gentlemen, we've always had the burden of performance resting on our shoulders. Men are expected to perform. Men are expected to have resources. And if you're not, well, you're not going to have that many options for a mate. And that's just the hard truth. So focus on becoming undeniable. And the right woman will feel lucky just to be a part of your world. That's really the mindset that I have. We don't need to overthink this stuff. Like if you're going out on dates with women and the vibe kind of feels off, why are we overcomplicating it? I've even told this to myself. Well, maybe the second date, the vibe will, maybe I'll give it a second date and see. No, dude, if you know, you know. Like the vibe is there, the vibe is there. If it's not there, it's not there. And just move on with your life, man. But I think if you're happy in your single life, then fine, bro. But if you find yourself struggling with porn and maybe you're having like a porn addiction.
That's crazy he said that, bro. It's been almost 2 months since I touched that stuff. Like, one day I just woke up and I didn't care about wanting to please myself in that way. Like, I still got libido and all that, but seriously, like, I used to do it way too much. I can't even remember the last time I touched myself. Even though I said 2 months, it might have been more. See, I can't remember. I don't even remember how long it was. But I know that I don't really have the urges. I don't really have the desire. I want the real thing. I want the experience. I don't want to be choking chicken.
You got to cut that. Get rid of that. I haven't watched porn in like a year. I quit that. I have no desire to do it. I actually have a video on that. If you haven't watched it yet, just check it out. But drop a comment down below right now. I want to know your situation. How has it been for you dating these women out here in 2025? All right. But all you can focus on your habits, your mindset. You can focus on your mission. That's why you guys got to get a mission. That's what I'm saying. You got to turn off the Netflix, turn off the video games. Bro, I have an Xbox. I have a PS5. I haven't even turned that shit on in forever. I don't even have a Netflix subscription anymore. I never watch TV, bro. Literally, the only time I ever watch TV is usually for dinner. I might watch like a 20-minute YouTube video or something. On a rare occasion, I'll pop something on like a podcast. It's a little bit longer, but dude, that's about it.
And see, I understand the sentiment. And as you get busy living life and start trying to change things and affect things and accomplish things, you realize that you don't have time to indulge in all the things that you like because you're trying to get something done. It's literally work. When you're at work, they don't want you to be on your phone. They don't want you to be playing video games and doing other nonsense. They want you to be focused on work. And when you're working towards a goal in life, it's the same dynamic. You have to focus on work, but it's even harder because you don't have anybody telling you you can't do this and you can't do that. You got the freedom to do whatever you want. But what is it that you want? What is it that you want? You got to go for it. Put everything else to the side. You ain't got to throw it away. Just put it to the side. Put it to the side. He said he has a PS4 and an Xbox and all that. I got a PS4. I mean, he got a PS5. I got a PS4. I got a Switch. I got a whole bunch of computer games, phones on my games. The only time I turn on a game, like now, after I got out the hospital, once I started getting more serious about my life because I almost passed away, like, I don't even want to play the game unless I have somebody to play with. And I have a couple friends who like to play games from time to time. So I don't really play the game until they say, hey, man, you want to play a game? I'm like, you know what? Sure. Let's play a game. I got some time. So that's what it's there for. It's there to entertain me when I don't have anything else to do. But when you're trying to accomplish something, you've always got something to do. So you never really get time to sit down and play the game and practice and enjoy yourself in that aspect, because you're trying to enjoy yourself in actual life. You're trying to play the video game of life. You're trying to go through the movie of life. You're trying to go through the book of your life. And when you're sitting there, you're not progressing. You're not turning any pages. You're not traversing any dungeons or anything like that. You're just sitting there doing nothing. That's literally what you're doing. You're doing nothing. But I'm not telling you that you can't do nothing. You can do whatever you want with your life. But don't be upset at what you have at the end of the day because you did nothing.
Why? Because I'm focused on things that matter. I'm focused on my life, and I have a long way to go. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. And that's the mindset that you guys got to have. You guys shouldn't care about these women out here anyway. You should be open. I want you to be open to receiving, right? Don't be closed off like I was, but be open to receiving the right connection. But you don't need to be wasting time on the apps. You don't need to be wasting a ton of time, money, and energy on dates with these like lower quality women, low hanging fruit. And man, I tell you what, if you can cut the distractions in your life and just lock in, bro, you're gonna be so much better for it. Especially too, a lot of you guys are in your 20s and 30s. If you're in your 20s, you don't even need to waste time dating. Focus on building your skill sets. That's what you need to do. Okay. But your 20s and your 30s, man, you got time, because you can always find a younger woman. So if you're happy being single, that's fine. If you would like to actually meet woman, then you can put yourself out there and go meet people in person. Humans have been connecting in person since the beginning of time. So the problem is, a lot of people aren't actually taking accountability and taking action in their life. But I don't really give a shit. I look at myself in my life like this is what I'm bringing to the table, and I am on my mission, and I'm building more value consistently. And the right woman will see me for who I am, being my authentic self, because that's what I want you guys to do, is be yourself and be open to inviting that into your life. But if she's got any of the red flags that, that maybe you've seen in my red flags, green flags video, dude, don't waste your time, bro. It's not worth it. And you're better off just focusing on building yourself into as much value as you can, right? That's what the Ascended Man is all about. We're taking extreme ownership for our life. We're taking accountability, and we're constantly improving ourselves, because it is, it's competitive out here, man. And you got to be getting ahead. And, so that was a little bit of a ramble, a little bit of a rant today. But I know most guys are done with dating, bro. That's the brutal truth, man, is that average guys today are like completely screwed. But what you can do is you can work on improving your life as much as possible. You can be on your self-improvement, okay? And you can just maximize everything in your life that you have control over. That's all that you can do at the end of the day. All you can do is all that you can do, and control the controllables, like your money, your body, your mindset, your intelligence, your network. There's a lot of things that you can control, and a lot of you guys have a victim mindset, okay? So you have to get rid of the victim mindset.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. Oh, it's because of this I can't have a girlfriend. Oh, I don't make enough money. Oh, this, woe is me. Shut the fuck up, stop crying, and get on your job. Get it done, get going, man. That's the problem. We crying too much about women. Women ain't worried about us, so why is we worried about women? I mean, they is worried about us. That's all they talk about is men. But the men they talking about is not you, so worry about yourself. That's the only thing you really can do, man.
And just be getting after it, right? So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today, man. Hopefully you got some nuggets from this.
A little bit.
I know that, I'm not done with dating, but I'll tell you what, I do have a date this week. There's a couple girls that I was talking to, but I don't really care, man. I don't really give a shit. I think one of my friends actually was going to try to set me up with my best friend's girlfriend's best friend, which is always good if you can get a referral, right? Because you already know that she's already been vetted. But don't stress about these women, man. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm just not putting that much effort into it because I don't really give a shit, bro.
And
because the thing is that
it's as you should. You shouldn't give a shit. You shouldn't give a shit. You should be chill about the whole thing. Just be chill the whole way through, man. There's no need to get excited, to get emotional. There's no need to get bent out of shape. Just be chill, man. You'll get the best results with women when you're just chill.
You're probably not where you want to be in your life anyway. So you're already at a disadvantage in the dating market, right? So you should probably just not even worry about it and just focus on what you're focusing on. You can put a little bit of effort into it. But if you're not where you want to be, if you don't think right now that you're honestly a good catch and there's shit that you can improve, put the dating on hold and focus on your life first, because then you will have more options, you know, when you get in a better position, okay? So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today, man. If you found the video helpful, like the video, comment down below, let me know what you're going through right now. If you want some one-to-one support, I have been a certified personal trainer for over a decade. I still coach men, some women, and I can help you with any area with relationship insight, with, you know, content creation, with business, with health and fitness. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about. My email is in the video description. It's also in my bio. Shoot me an email. We can set up a video call, one-to-one call, and we can come up with a solution for you. And if you're not subscribed already, make sure you subscribe, bro. Right now, hit that subscribe.
Okay. Now, I'm not a fitness guy. I'm not into fitness. I'm pretty fit myself, and I know how to take care of myself and keep the weight down. So I don't need to subscribe for that. If I come across more videos and I like what you're talking about, I'll subscribe. But this was just middle of the road. This was just, he's just, you know, reiterating things that I've come to find out and things that I already know because I'm experiencing it. But, you know, it's not, I didn't glean anything profound from this video. It was just, yup, that's right, brother. Yup, I feel you. But I will leave him a like because that's how we grow on YouTube. So thank you, Brian, for your perspective on this. It's nice to know that I got confirmation for all the things that I was feeling through someone else that I never met before. Well, Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. Hope you enjoyed this reaction, guys. Toodaloo.